So what to expect from Kevin Maitan is the question. So if you clicked on this video, I assume you know who he is. If not, Kevin Maitan was the #1 international signee who signed out of Venezuela in the past year for $425 million, which I believe was a record. So this video was sparked by a question that I got from Grievous129. He, had a longer question, but he started off by saying, Kevin Maitan up by 2020, to which provoked a lot of thought on my behalf, because my immediate response was, yes, of course. He's 16 years old. By 2020, Kevin Maitan will be 21 years old. Typically international prospects that get signed when they're 16 years old, the good ones typically end up being ready around the time they're 20. A lot of the times they do take till they're 21 or 22. You can never really predict it with a prospect. But, Manny Machado was ready, Starlin Castro was ready. But as far as what to expect from Kevin Maitan in the next year, the truth is that we have no idea. We really don't know, and even in the distant future, we really don't know. And here's the reason. He's 16 years old. I say it all the time when talking about Kevin Maitan. And it gets more and more important to remember that because MLB.com released their new prospect rankings a few days ago. And they had Kevin Maitan ranked as the 32nd overall prospect in baseball. At 16 years old, he's up here with 23, 24-year-olds at 16, ranked as the number 32 overall prospect. But it's not his age that's the most questionable. It's the fact that he has not seen a professional pitch yet in the minor leagues. He has not received money to play baseball. I mean, he might have gotten the money, but he hasn't played the baseball yet. What we know is that he will take time, but what I can scope out about what to expect is, first and foremost, to keep an open mind about Kevin Maitan, because here's what I can tell you, is that the scouts can tell, and we all can tell, this is a world-class athlete. This is one of the best athletes in the game of baseball right now, and that's an important distinction, because great athletes can do different things in baseball. And if I can take you back to 2010 when Jason Heyward was a rookie, we thought what we had was one of the best power hitters of the next decade. What we thought we had was the next Josh Hamilton or a new Gary Sheffield. And it turned out, here we are 7 years later into Jason Heyward's career, he's a completely different player from those guys. He's not really like Hamilton or Sheffield. He's a little bit like them, but Heyward has found a lot of value for himself, at least in years before this past one, in other ways. He hasn't turned into the world-class power hitter, but he's still made a lot of value for himself by being a great athlete. He's still one of the best fielders in baseball. He's still one of the most patient hitters in baseball. He still can steal lots of bases. He makes up for his average power with a great approach and great instinct. Why? Because he's a great athlete. The other thing is that this is a 16-year-old who right now is 6'2", 190 pounds. The odds that that's his size for the long term is unlikely. Just given that he's a 16-year-old, we're looking at a guy who more likely will be around 6'4", 6'5", in the 200-pound range or so, but here's the reality. We don't know how his body will develop as a baseball player, and that will play into what kind of hitter to expect out of Kevin Maitan. Because while he drew a lot of comparisons to Miguel Cabrera, he could develop his body into a Miguel Cabrera-type player who was about his size when he was 16 coming out of Venezuela, added a lot of upper body strength, pretty much just made a quick transition to first base, and became one of the best hitters that there is because of his power stroke. Miguel Sano did something very similar. But Kevin Maitan right now as a shortstop, his body could, instead of adding the upper body strength, he could get more lean. He could, get trimmer, more fit, develop more into a Manny Machado type prototype. And of the three of them, I would obviously take, any of the three. As far as this year, it will all depend. He's going to be around in like some of the lower level teams. In the near future, though, I will make a prediction. I think that he will crush pitching at low A rookie ball Danville when he's there. And likely, I still think that Kevin Maitan will likely excel at Rome. By the time he gets to Mississippi, which will likely not be this year, it might even be 2 years down the line, that's where we're going to have to see Kevin Maitan make adjustments. That's where we're going to have to see him figure out what type of hitter he's going to be. He likely can't be all of it. I don't think that we're looking at a 330 hitter that hits 30 home runs and 100 RBIs every single year. He's going to have to figure out, is he going to be a hitter that hits 280 and, looks for 30 home runs? Is he going to be a guy that hits 300 and looks for 25 home runs? Is he going to be a run producer? Is he going to be an on-base guy? How is he going to refine his approach? That's what he's going to have to start figuring out. That will likely happen once he starts facing Major League type pitching at AA and AAA. End of the day, we still have one of the best athletes in baseball in our farm system, and it's something to be extremely excited about if you're a Braves fan. That's what you can expect from Kevin Maitan in the near future. In the distant future, I will tell you one thing you can't expect is anything, because it's a long way off, and the future is very uncertain.